Hey everyone, it's aAaSmithaAa here. I just wanted to show you guys that my settings video, because I know a couple of you controller players out there were wanting to get my controller settings without the input lag, because apparently some people were kind of irritated about that coming from Call of Duty coming over to 2042. If you're trying to play without that input lag, I'm going to break it down for you guys. This is just proof that I do play with an Xbox controller on my PC. This is a wired Victrix Gambit controller. Just want to show you guys that. But yeah, before I get into this real quick, if you could follow me on Twitch and also YouTube, that'd be appreciated. But other than that, let's see here. Let me get right into it. So I'm gonna show you guys. Let's see. Take off this real quick. Okay, so get into this now. I'm gonna hit start. I'm gonna show you guys these settings, right? So this is just copy this word for word, or pretty much I'm going to try and break it down for you guys as well. Persistent servers, when you enable this, this will let your created servers remain active even after leaving them. Personally, if you ever host your own server, I would recommend using this. It's a good thing to have going. That way, if you ever make a good server, people like it, they can continue playing without you having to be there and all that. Next, this is another general tab. You're going to hit right trigger over to network. I personally would set it to always on top. Set that to on. Show network performance bar. Set that to always. And then show event graph. I personally have mine on. You can turn that off if you'd like. But if you do like it on, it'll tell you what your hit registration is. It's a little graph that pops up. You'll see it on some of my videos that I make. Then also on to the next, we're going to go to display. Personally, I use full screen mode borderless because I play on PC. If you guys are on console, you're not going to see the screen portion. But my field of view, this is my field of view. I play on 90. I try to max my field of view, third-person field of view, around the same as my field of view on here, which is 80. ADS, personally, I like the ADS field of view. If you guys are Call of Duty players or used to COD, keep it on, because this right here is going to throw you guys out of whack if not. Because, like, so for example, whenever you're using a field of view and it's at 90, it's going to be zoomed out on your, like, display view when you're looking around, but when you go to aim down sight, you want that to be kind of matching your field of view. Personally, I like this ADS field of view turned off because that makes it back to the default 55 when zooming in. So I can see things a lot clearer, like when I use iron sights. That's the reason why I do that. Just trust me, you guys need to keep it on, though, if you guys are used to Call of Duty and all the other games. I personally like it off for Battlefield, but you'll see what I'm talking about when you try this on and off. Just keep yours on, though. It'll feel more natural. Next, go to, oh, let's see here. I need to close out of this. Sorry, pop-up just happened. We're going to go to brightness, high dynamic range. This is stuff for, like, yeah, whatever you need to adjust it to, brightness, all that. Motion blur, set that to 0. Chromatic aberration, off. Vignette, off. This is the graphics quality this that I play on. This is for PC. Anything below is PC right here. Yeah, you guys want to keep this whatever you have your settings to on your PC, whatever it'll run. Personally, this is what I have mine set to, but that's just me. I would recommend keeping feature frame rendering off, vertical sync off, NVIDIA reflex low latency, keep that enabled plus boost. I like the DLSS being on. Some people don't like that. Like, I don't know. It's up to you guys on that. But anyway, gonna go to HUD general now. So go to HUD motion, turn that to off. Camera shake amount, go down to 20. We're then going to go scroll down, kill log, show kills made by all, damage number, visibility. Okay, now there's two different types right here, guys. Okay, so score log, if you're more of a vehicle guy and you're going to go around, I personally would recommend making the damage number visibility set to score log. If you are a infantry player like myself, I recommend keeping it on screen center, because then you can see the damage numbers that you do. It's also really good to just be able to be like, oh, he's one hit or one tap, whatever, around a corner, and you can go chase him. Other than that, next thing, scroll down to chat, enable all chat, set that to on, and personally, I'd keep your chat visibility to when active. That way you can see when people are talking, or you just keep it show. It's up to you on that. But you want to see when people are talking. If you enable all chat, that means all chat happens, meaning there's a new tab. So if you guys, it's really hard to see right here, but like there's this little thing right here. It's a new white tab that pops up. So right here, there's blue. There's just 3. When you enable that, and that means you could talk to the enemy team at that point. if you want to in the text. Scroll down, make sure your minimap HUD scale is 125. Max that up to 125. You want to be able to see as much as this as you can right here. That's what you want to see. You want to see as much of the minimap as you can. Scroll over to crosshair now. You're going to go to crosshair color. You could change that to whatever you want. I personally like a light kind of cyan blue. Crosshair thickness, I like mine thin. Some people like it thick or, to kind of default. I like it thin, though. Crosshair projection, though, make sure that this is set to off. Because what this does is, it says, when enabled, the crosshair is projected and can lessen the feeling of motion sickness. Trust me, guys, if you're playing FPS shooters, you don't need this. You don't have motion sickness regardless, so just keep it off. It makes it so it won't move around. It'll be static and always aligned with the center of the screen. That's what you want. You want your shots and your sights to be aligned with the center of the screen, especially with your hipfire accuracy, all that fun stuff. Scroll down, headshot color. You can make this personally like either yellow or red. I like mine red, but some people like this yellow as well. Soldier damage color is the same as the red too, but it's just one of those things where headshots, I enjoy having it stand out a little more. Go to minimap now. Minimap scale, like I said, keep that 125. Default minimap view distance. The update since my last video, I had it on medium. Personally, I would set this to close now. Set it to close. Because if you're running around on foot, you're going to need that close for interactions on the ground. And then close minimap view distance on foot, max that out to 75. Medium minimap view distance, make it anywhere from 115 to 130. 120 is just fine for that as well. Far minimap view distance, I would recommend having this to about 300 if you're not used to, around 300 or so if you're not used to vehicles and playing like that. But I like being able to see like air vehicles flying all around the entire map at 300 or 600. Some people don't like that. You'll see what I'm talking about when you do that. But if you're on controller, you press select to change your minimap view distances, and then I believe it's on mouse and keyboard. It's the N button, letter N for no. But yes, just press that, and it'll change your alternate close, medium, or far distances on the minimap view distance. Scroll over to the next HUD icons. If you guys don't want your HUD icons to be extremely visible, like change the opacity down to like 80 or 75, stuff like that. Like if it gets in your way and you don't like that, you can change it all through these settings right here on the HUD icons. Personally, I don't touch any of that. That's just me. Some people don't like that though. They like to change and mess with these, so that's up to you on that. So you do you. Next, we're going to sound, music volume. I personally like this set a little lower. Some people like this either off and the in-game announcer off as well. Personally, I don't care for that one, but music volume definitely low. Sound configuration, I play with the headset, so I play on surround sound. Audio mix, you want that to be war tapes. Personally, why I like war tapes is because it's the classic Battlefield setting with emphasis on the chaos. Personally, you can use like the Pro G50 or like all the the headset stuff. I don't like those because it makes it muffled. I've noticed, especially footstep sounds. I am not a fan of, like, for some reason, I don't know how to explain it besides war tapes. For me, it boosts the treble sounds. I've noticed, like, there's treble and bass when it comes to this game. Footstep sounds seem to be more treble compared to bass. The bass is going to be weakened on war tapes, but the treble noise, which is like the steps, footsteps, that's going to be the most important thing you need to listen to. That is, like, for some reason boosted on war tapes. I don't know why, but it is. That's why I like to play with it, especially with surround as well. Let's see. Yeah, but that's what I just try it out. Whatever works for you guys, you do you. That's just what it works for me though. Let's see. We're voice chat now. This is something you'll have to personally kind of mess around with yourself as well. I have Elite. This is my headset's a Elite Pro 2 Turtle Beach, but you do you on the headset. Just find a decent, cheap headset, whatever will work. I personally recommend wired, but that's just me. And then let's see here. We're gonna go next to controller. This is where it gets juicy, guys. So the buttons. I personally play with my button set to alternate because I knife with my B button and I crouch with my right analog stick. Most people it's gonna be default. If you're trying to do that like me, then sure, do that. It's the only two things is just the button swap around, so you can crouch and melee. But when it comes to the vehicle side for controller, ground vehicle driver buttons, only the buttons need to be set to alternate. What this does is it makes it so you accelerate with the right trigger and brake with the left trigger. This is so important because I don't know what they were thinking by, oh, let's have right trigger fire and then left trigger zoom and then just kind of move with the analog sticks. No, it's so hard to fly aircraft and just ground transport stuff. If you ever played racing games growing up, the left and right triggers were breaking forward. So that's just me. Transport vehicle driver, you don't have to touch this because it's already good. So just keep these both default and default. Aircraft, so buttons alternate on the aircraft. Helicopter, buttons alternate as well. So this, like I said, throttles up, right trigger goes up, left trigger makes you go down on the helicopter. Aircraft as well, slow down and speed up with the triggers. Gunner, alternate, literally no change on that. So it's up to you on that, whatever you want to do. Next, going over to global. Okay, invert vertical look. That's just what I like personally. If I use my right analog stick to look up, like if I hold up on that right analog stick, I'm gonna look up. If I hold down on the right analog stick, I'm gonna look down. That's what the invert all vertical look turns. So that's just for the aircraft personally. If you guys don't like that, like let's say if you like holding down and having it look up, then don't touch this setting. I keep mine off, but that's just me. I personally also can play with controller vibration turned off. So also another thing of mine, I play on a very high sensitivity. I do not want any controller vibration messing up any of my shots, so that's why I keep it off. Just kind of do you guys. Next, we're going to go to on foot. This is my soldier aim sensitivity. I personally play on 100. Not everybody can handle that. It is a very high sensitivity in this game. It's actually, I believe it's even higher than Call of Duty's. But anyway, I love it. I got used to it over the years of playing. The higher the better because you can turn on a dime. Kind of keeps up a little bit with the mouse and keyboard. You still can't flick as fast as them, but fast enough, you know. But anyway, field of view is still 90. 80 is field of view for me is set to off. You guys keep your set to on. You guys are going to want your, and it says enable to use the procedural aim rate when in zoom instead of the original preset numbers. The procedural aim rate tries to approximate consistent movement in a 2D screen space regardless of the current field of view amount. This helps with muscle memory training. Personally, I keep mine off, but if you guys want, keep it on. Keep it on. Actually, comes default on. Just keep it on. For me, I got used to it off. Trust me, you're gonna want yours on because here's why. You want your guys' zoom sensitivity coefficient. For this, I have an ultra wide monitor. This is an ultra wide monitor right here. I have extra sides, right? Because it's a wide monitor. You guys with normal monitors, make it this secret number right here. 178. 178 is the secret zoom sensitivity coefficient for you guys playing on this. This will help your aim be more consistent. This will help it be more consistent. I keep mine off and I just keep the zoom input curve standard, but that's what I'm used to. You guys just trust me, keep yours on 178 because with this, you need to keep this on for fluid aiming. It is just, I don't know how to explain it besides there's literally math behind this. If you have a screen size ratio of 16 to 9, then do this. This is what you want, 178. That's the same with Call of Duty, 1.78. Now, if you have an ultra-wide monitor like me, it needs to be on 132 or 133. It needs to be on 133 because that's, I believe, default. But at the same time, for some reason the game comes default to this, and it's also with ultra wide 1.33 for some reason. I don't know how to explain it. Besides, this is good for my monitor. If you have a normal screen size monitor that's not ultra wide, then 178, always 178, because it's a 16 by 9 ratio. This for me, it's a 22 by 9 ratio because it's on the length and width. There's math involved in this, guys. Just Google search it if you don't believe me. I don't know how to explain it other than that. Just trust me on this one. If it's enabled, the greater the results, higher sensitivity at a higher zoom level sets. You want that on because it's going to be more fluid. Trust me, when you guys do that, it'll feel better. Now, the next biggest thing though for you guys, personally, I like to keep this off though, but just keep it on for you guys. Trust me, that is like the one to go with. I've just been using mine off. But next, we're gonna go to stick input acceleration presets. This is what'll make your aiming left to right acceleration not feel so laggy and sluggish. Stick input acceleration presets. It comes standard at 50. You do not want that on. Turn it to 4 dots over to the right, BF4, BF3, BFBC, or keep it at 0. It's either going to be this or 0, one of those two. Just trust me on this one, guys. This 0 is what you want for the no sluggish feeling, meaning So when you look left and right, it'll slowly build up to your full potential of your actual full speed. Like when you look left or right, your character will slowly turn to that full maximum speed of your sensitivity. If you have this on 100, if you have it on 0, it makes it instant. So for example, I can turn on a dime. It's extremely quick, and you want there's no sluggish feeling when you have this set to 0. Trust me, that's the way to go. Just keep it on 0. That's been like that since Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, Bad Company. I loved all of these. Like those games were one of my favorites, and like there was no sluggish feeling. And then they started adding it, and like for some reason the other later Battlefields, it was just annoying. Was not a fan of those. But anyway, scroll down, keep going. Underneath, you're still on the controller and on foot. Go to air spawn parachute auto deploy. It's gonna come on. You can keep it on if you want. Personally, I like mine off because I like to pull shoot at the last second. Sometimes it gets me killed though. So you guys figure that one out. Just keep it on. It comes default on, so you should be fine. I like mine off though, because I like to pull it last possible second. But anyway, let's see here. So air spawn. Yeah. So here we go. Auto throw grenades and throwing knives. Set that to on, right? So if you guys, the difference between this is if you like pressing the button and then, or if you don't like pressing the button and to pull out the grenade and then pressing right trigger to throw the grenade all like after, then turn this to on because if you press left bumper or L1, you just got to press that button one time. It'll auto throw the grenade or throwing knife. I love this setting, and I am so glad they added that because it drove me crazy trying to figure out that I had that finally. I had to go through all the settings to figure that out. But yes, this is like if you want that on, that's how you keep that on. Trust me, that's what I do. And if you guys ever wanted to change your your zoom sensitivity settings, it's all down here in advanced. It's all down here in advanced. All down here, guys. Just don't touch anything like this. Just keep it all the same. This is all normal. Don't touch anything of this. Now go down to vehicle, unless you want to, unless you want to change that. You just like if you're like a sensitivity sniper or something. I don't know. You'll have to toy with that if you want to. But anyway, next go to vehicles, aim sensitivity. Make this the same as your on foot player sensitivity. Same with the vehicle third person field of view. You want to max that kind of around the same field of view that you have. Scroll down again, the vehicle stick input acceleration presets, BF4, BF3, BFBC, which is also 0. Like I said, keep that 0 for also vehicles as well. Vehicle boost. There, by the way, vehicles boost does have a sprint. So the sprints, a lot of vehicles have a sprint option. Just give it a try. You'll hear the engine motor start to actually kind of speed up a little bit. Jeeps have it. Majority of Jeeps and land vehicles like the Ram, Jeeps, like anything that has wheels is going to have most likely a vehicle boost. Along with a jet, I believe. Yeah, jet has the afterburners, things like that. You'll see. Just try different stuff. Same thing with the pilot. I personally like this invert vertical flight. That makes it, like I said, about looking up and down. And if you look up, it looks up. If you look down, it looks down. If you have it off, but if you look up, if you have it on, then you look up and it's gonna like have your camera look down. If you look down, it's gonna have your camera look up with your analog stick. Blah blah blah. Aircraft control sensitivity. Keep that the same as on foot as well. Scroll down. Don't touch any of this. Just keep it the normal. Keep it the same. So yep, you're good on that. Go to controller tuning next. Controller vibration. I keep mine off. Don't touch any of this unless you want to. Unless you have like stick input threshold issues. Personally, I don't mind these. I also play on hairpin triggers for my dead zone. For example, the max threshold. I don't touch any of this stuff, but I also play on hairpin triggers. Like I have a little thing that makes it so my triggers are like you just barely tap them. It's like a mouse click, right? But only some controllers have that feature built into them. Some don't. Joystick, yeah, I just don't touch any of this stuff, guys. It works for me. It's been working for me. I like that. Whatever floats your boat, figure that part out. All this stuff, mouse and keyboard, I don't use any of that. So you guys do you on that. Accessibility, this is the last few part of the section that I'm talking about. So here we go. General. Scroll down a little bit. Motion blur. Set that to 0. You want reduce sprint camera motion on. HUD motion off. Camera shake amount 20, which is the lowest. Concussion effect. Instead of it being, it's going to come default bright. Make it dark, so if you're in the middle of a dark room and somebody throws a concussion grenade at you, especially with this week's challenges for some reason, they were like, yeah, let's make it EMPs or concussions. Yeah. You won't go blind with the dark settings. That's the good thing there. Keep it dark because it makes the screen black instead of white. I personally like that, but easier on the eyes, especially in the middle of the night. Crosshair projection, make sure that's off. Controller vibration for me, I like that off. Zane visual a trait. You know what? That comes default 100. I don't even know why I turned this down. I just have it at 50% for some reason. I don't know. I might even turn that back up to 100 sometime. I still don't know on that one. But yeah, you guys do you on that. It's so Zane's visual trait effect for that is when he gets hit, or gets a kill, I should say, his health automatically comes back up after that fact, and it kind of gives a little bit of a visual effect and then a trait sound effect. So it's just one of those things where there's his perseverance, right? So after getting healed and all that stuff. So yeah, just it comes default 100. Don't touch it if you don't need to, or even care, I guess. Let's see what else. Subtitles. I keep this all normal. Controls, everything else, normal. Extras, but yeah, everything's good there. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys that. The most important thing was definitely the controller settings. Like I said, the alternate, and then also when you're on foot, to get that no laggy feel that I was talking about, aiming left right acceleration needs to be 0. Standard. Keep your uniform soldier aiming to on. Keep that to on, and then zoom sensitivity coefficient. Make sure yours is 178. If you're an ultra wide monitor, then like mine, then 133. I personally like it off, but if you guys are feeling that way, like, trust me, that's just, I've been looking up tons of videos on this stuff, and this is the way to go for it, especially with the, like, mathematically, that's the way to go for your screen ratio size. I don't even know how to explain it besides just Google search it, chat GPT it. You guys will see what I'm talking about. Other than that, though, sorry for the long video, guys, but I just wanted to be in depth and make sure you guys kind of get the whole picture of all this stuff. So, but yeah, hope that you guys learned something from it. I personally, these are my settings right here. Like, personally, I enjoy that. I like that. That's just my thing. So, if you guys learned something from that, I can upload all sorts of other videos too. If you guys have questions, I've been playing Battlefield since, like, Battlefield Backup 1 back on Xbox 360. I've been playing with a controller as well for all these years, 18 plus years, guys. I'm a professional player when it comes to playing Battlefield as well, especially from the Xbox community. I came competitively from there. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, like maybe map or no, like specialist loadouts, primary stuff, secondaries, all sorts of different things, I can make a video if you guys want. But other than that, yeah, this is me, and hope you guys learned something today. Appreciate you guys' time, and definitely hope you guys learned something as well, and hope these settings help you out too. So don't forget, YouTube is aAaSmithaAa, and then same with Twitch. If you guys give me a follow, I'd appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to be heading on out of here, so hey, you guys have a good night, and keep on PTFO. Play the objective, boys and girls. You guys have a good one. Peace.